Mike, the question at the center of this issue is simple. How did the PBA and the sheriff's office end up at this impasse?
We didn't walk away from the table. That's the farthest thing from the truth. Negotiations broke down for several reasons over several articles. We wanted to continue negotiations. We consistently asked the sheriff's staff to continue negotiations. They refused. The impasse doesn't help us in any way. It's bad for us. It put us out of contract and allowed this decertification vote. That's bad for us. We didn't want that. The sheriff's office stood to gain from this. That's why the sheriff's office pushed things in this direction.
The sheriff's office and Chief Deputy DeCobo offered you guys two things: a 4 to 5% salary increase, and also a rollover of your cafeteria benefit into your salary, and you guys didn't accept it.
The 4 to 5% was being offered to a select few. It wasn't being offered to everybody, and it was spread over 2 years. It wasn't a large cost of living raise. We asked for a 2% cost of living raise per year and the step plan to continue. They offered less than that. For anybody with over 10 years, they were being offered less than 1% per year. If you were still in the step plan, you were being offered whatever the step allotted. The cafeteria benefit, that's a whole other story. That's pay that we were already receiving and still receive. It's $1,920, and it's in column A, and they want to shift it to column B and call it a raise. That's insulting. It's not a raise. It's money you're already getting. It's bad the way that it's being proposed also, because right now it's a pre-tax benefit. Once it becomes pay in column B, then it's a taxable benefit, and you're going to lose another $576 a year. Another problem with that is when health care goes up, and it will go up, as it always does, we're not going to get an increase because we don't have the cafeteria benefit anymore. Everybody else in the county that has the cafeteria benefit will get the increases. We won't. If it was such a great plan, why isn't it being offered to all sheriff's office employees, all supervisors and civilian employees? It's only being offered to the bargaining unit because it's another slam on the union.
Mike, people are looking at this and saying, those guys make enough money. I mean, government agencies right now are cutting back. These guys should be happy with what they have.
A lot of people come up to cops all the time and say, you couldn't pay me enough to do your job. We work a hard job. Our deputies bust their butts day in and day out, answering calls out there. Well, we're shorthanded, short 121 zones positions at last count. These guys work hard in dangerous situations. We have to face armed gangs that are organized. We have to deal with terrorist threats. We have to deal with active shooter situations that are happening more frequently in businesses and in schools. These are things that weren't here 10 years ago. This is all new stuff. Our deputies face this day in and day out. This job takes the best years of your life and your health. The average age a cop lives to is only 59. I don't think we're asking for a lot to get a pay increase.
Mike, when it comes to the contract negotiations with the sheriff, do the deputies get a say in what they're willing to accept?
We never came to an agreement. We were still in negotiations when the impasse was declared because the sheriff refused to come back to the bargaining table. There was nothing to vote on. There was no contract. The deputies would have had a say so if we had come to an agreement. There's still 5 or 6 open articles, including the detective rank being restored and the master patrolman situation. It's an insult to call our detectives that investigate homicides and the worst crimes out there plainclothes deputies. They should be called detectives, and they've earned that respect, and they should get it. The only reason they're not getting it is because of a power struggle with the sheriff.
Mike, a petition was circulated to do away with the PBA. Are you having trouble with your bargaining unit?
If I was given an unlimited amount of time and allowed to use in threats and intimidation, I can get a petition signed for just about anything. Deputies were approached on duty while they were working by their supervisors and told they needed to sign this petition to do away with the union. They were pressured and harassed. I got call after call from deputies saying, I support the union, I'm a member, but I had no choice. What was I going to do? I have to work for this guy. He does my evaluations. He signs my reports. I had to sign the petition, but I'll never vote against the union in a confidential vote.
Mike, could it be you're taking any of this stuff personally and you're playing hardball with the sheriff?
Absolutely, I take it personal. When deputies, detectives, or corporals are harassed, I take that personal. They get called into their captain's office and told, well, do you like being a detective? Do you like being a desk deputy? Do you like being in the motor unit? You got a comfortable position there. Do you want to keep it? You need to get rid of the union. That kind of stuff should never happen around here. These guys have the right to collective bargaining. They shouldn't be harassed. That should not be held over their head. They shouldn't be threatened with their positions being taken away, positions they've worked hard and earned. I hope these guys can see through this. It's a confidential vote. Nobody's going to know how they vote. I hope they see through this and keep their representation in place.
Some of the deputies are saying that they respect the sheriff and that he wants what's best for them.
I won't disagree with that. Every member of the bargaining unit should respect the sheriff. He's our boss. But there's going to come a day when all this is going to be behind us. And there's many layers of management that we have to deal with.
Mike, it's been reported that some deputies have spoken up against the PBA, saying that when they needed the PBA, that the PBA didn't even respond to their phone calls.
Anybody that's ever called me gets a call back. My phone number's out there for everybody. It's in the sheriff's office computer. It's in the newsletters we send out. I put it on the website. If they call me, whether it's midnight, 2 in the morning, or on weekends, I'll call them back. I've responded to shootings, I don't know how many times in the middle of the night. I get calls at all hours of the night. If they're calling the PBA office and they're not getting a response or not getting a call back, please let me know about it. I'll fix that.
Mike, is there a disconnect between you and the bargaining unit that you represent? I mean, do the deputies really believe you have their best interests in mind?
The sheriff's office wants you to believe there's a disconnect between me and the membership, but I've faced some challenges since I've taken this position, and we're trying to make things better. We're trying to improve. We want what the members want. I want what the members want. That's what we're all about. That's what we're here for. The detective rank being restored, that doesn't do me any good. I'm not a detective, but it will help over 300 of our members. Other things in the contract that we're fighting for don't affect me at all. I'm only here for another couple of years and then I retire. This is good for the guys that are going to be here for the long run, the young guys, the new guys out there that are going to be here for a long time. They need the unit. They need the union to stay. They need the representation. On January 9th, I took over as president of the charter of West Central Florida PBA. It's a 3-county area. We represent 17 agencies. A lot of people don't know that. Since then, we've made a lot of changes and we're improving things. We're going to bring back the Badge and Labor newsletter to keep our members informed. We already hired a new company to handle our website. The traffic is up on our website. It's running a lot smoother. We're going to revamp the website so that our members can communicate back and forth with us more and tell us what they want. We're making changes and trying to make things better for our members. We're here to represent our members. We want what they want.
If you had the power to get the rank and file together, I mean, what would be your message?
The PBA is here as your backup. We need the PBA. You need representation. You need a voice. Without the PBA, you will lose benefits. If the PBA goes away now, it'll be 3 to 4 years minimum before you can have a union back in place, if that soon. And if you think that there's a fight now to get rid of the union, just imagine the fight when you try and bring one back. Don't let the union go away because you won't get them back anytime soon.